Arush Triwal says, any updates on the library lot where the proposed high-rise was turned down for the community park? I guess I'd say I'll happy to give you an update on the library lot. I guess I'll push you a little bit on the framing of the question. A community park isn't exactly what was offered, although a park, of course, was in, I think, folks' mind, candidly. The ballot initiative referenced a community commons. And while I think it's envisioned that that parks could form a basis of the commons, that's not yet, I think, firmly established. In any event, we are moving forward with the planning. There's no money for it still, and so that continues to be a problem. We are going to be developing. We had a task force of residents and staff members who got together to provide some recommendations for a process on figuring out what we're going to do with this place in light of the Proposal A, which was passed by the voters. And now there is a Council of the Commons, which I think we all expect to have a little bit more of a driving force behind fundraising and visioning for the site. There are some slots on the Commons, on the Council of the Commons that have yet to be filled, and that's something that Council is going to turn to before too long. But bottom line updates. I guess there's been no material progress on it yet. I think, frankly, because there's no money for the project yet, and as folks who have been listening to the AMAs know, I believe that the passage of Proposal A was a strategic error. We simply don't have the money to. Well, I believe that the geometry of the site, as presently constituted and likely to be constituted for decades to come, is disadvantageous when it comes to public space. And I also think that there's no money for it, and indeed there isn't. So what are you going to do? Arusha Atariwal, my apologies for your name. Atrawal. The geometry is actually perfect for a building. High-rise versus low-rise is a different debate, but the parking lot was constructed assuming that a building would be on top of it. Yes, that is correct. It was constructed for the purpose. Millions of dollars was spent to create the footings and the infrastructure necessary to support a 20-story building. There was a 20-story building design 18-story building design. That building would have netted the city $10 million on the upfront, $5 million of which would have gone to affordable housing. There would have been hotel space associated with it, some market rate housing, and about 47 units of below market housing, not affordable, but below market housing. And there would have been a 12,000 square foot public plaza in front, paid for by the developer, maintained by the developer, subject to First Amendment protections, upon which there would have been a water feature, aka a splash pad, for crying out loud. All those things would have been there, and there would have been $600,000 to the city on an annual basis, and the parcel would have been activated. But Proposal A passed, and so that's what we have. Mr. Lee says there was a tree put in a planter at the library lot. Yes, there was. That's a there was a holiday tree placed by a set of private persons on the library lot. It was done without city or DDA imprimatur.